Oh crap! All right, I'm just in time. 2 water bottles. All right, here we go. We're off. Okay, I don't know if Lunar's streaming or not. All right. I didn't see it. Aquastream was our purple. I saw Aquastream. Half with the great movement, of course. Some in German. Nothing big there. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Okay. Mahogany, that'll sell. Oh, we have a Graham as well. Graham, one of the weapon chests. Flame Scarf. I always get tattered. Okay. I didn't see what the key items were though, unfortunately. But if there was a key, it doesn't matter. So let's see. We've got pretty close on the top 2 here. If I don't see Lunar by like the end of town go live, I'll switch it to 4. Okay, critical ring. Oh, we have glasses. Okay, well. Yep, there's no MP getting used there on Hap's side, so glasses and right away. Well, this is gonna be boring. No, yeah, Aquastream and glasses right away means it's pretty much gonna be just go wherever you think stuff is and do it, because you're not gonna be restricted by a whole lot. Especially if we get a decent white shard right away. You know, anything like invert that like opens up most of the castle, and like we're off. We're only looking for like Aegis and Craftwork from there. To open up like OSL, and then everything will be open for the most part if we get a decent white shard here. All right, Vashia also open to be used with the Geebles. Unfortunately, that's on a boss, so you're not gonna be able to stack that up, but it's still really good. Skull Necklace. Wow. Okay, so damage is just infinite now. There's Kung Fu Shoes. That actually, with infinite MP, opens up a lot of stuff on its own. Garden you can go across. You can Kung Fu Shoes over a lot of stuff in Den to get to the end. If you don't have any movement, make that safer. Or if you want to go farm there before you get DS. Okay, I'm not sure what's up with Luna's stream there, Lunar stream, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove that since it's not coming live. Let me see. Quick refresh. Maybe I have to refresh it? Nope. Okay. Go. Quad box. All right. So, Luna's also streaming. We'll try to keep that in mind. I don't have the race room up here, but we'll just we'll do what we can do with what we have. Okay. All right, what was in the shop? I didn't see. Let's see if we got a shop here now. Oh, no, okay. I was going to say, if Mark's was going to show me the shop there, but you went shop first before crafting. Okay, looks like Mark's is going to farm the skull necklace right away. I don't hate this. Open up the other quests. You have Geebles. It's going to put you behind. I saw a shield weapon in there for the crafting somewhere. I didn't see what materials were open. Normally that would matter, but with all this damage, probably not going to come into play here. All right. Hap with the crazy movement, of course. Always going to be the person to beat. World record holder in this game for more than one category? I'll have to go look. But, yeah. Super fast. Just joined the randomizer community. Happy he's here. Definitely making everybody else step up their game. Amadeus is a DS runner, I believe, and has just joined as well. But I mean, you can tell by the execution, like their movement is insane, their combat is insane. So definitely huge additions to the randomizer community. Going to make all of us step our game up. All right, so no route divergences because you really can't without a white shard. But with those Kung Fu Shoes, somebody might just go across Garden right away. It's possible. I don't know if you want to break logic this early, especially, considering you have all the damage and one mistake is going to lead to anyone else making the right decision easily winning, because, it's not going to be a concern to go through the den and defeat all the bosses and win. that's usually your big wall. It's not finding the items you need to get to the end of the game. It's being able to beat Dominique and Bale with whatever the game gives you in the amount of time to where you then have to rush off to the end. So since that's not in question, it's going to be all about routing and drop luck here. We're going to, the dimension shift farms are going to be what matters the most. Ooh, okay, Toad Purple right away. It's Petra Ray. That's nothing. Looks like Hap is still going to go for his Toad farm. Toad is the worst drop in the game. I think it's like 3%. So I like orphaning this check early, just because the drop rate's so low, especially if you don't have any kind of luck gear. That's my personal opinion. Some runners go for it, some don't. I like to kill the first 4 and then orphan it for later. Okay, we have Plume Parma. I saw on Marx's side there from Bone Morte, so that we know that. You can't. Oh, you can't get up high enough. Okay, yeah, because you got to get over the barrier, right? Okay, yeah. The standing on top of the craftwork brick is not high enough to get you across with shoes, even if you have infinite MP. That's good to know. Thanks, Scott. I thought you were high enough to get across, but I guess you aren't. All right, so no chance to like break logic early with what we have so far. But if somebody finds Reflector Ray, then it's on. I'm assuming you can Reflector Ray up, jump cancel out of it, and then Kung Fu Shoes from there. As normal. Still got a lot of farming going on here. Looks like Yee's a little bit behind here. Everybody else is in Garden. Oh, wait. We have Ama's going up. Further in, probably going to be the first person to take on Zangetsu. Looks like their farm luck has just been a little bit better. Trying to find BGK here. Okay, and looks like Marks is coming up behind. Hap looks like they're getting some pretty poor drop luck here. Some bad farms. Ooh, BGK drop here for Marks. Tornado Slicer. I think we already actually saw that. Somebody, I think, got one. So nothing super important. But let's see. We have Aqua Stream for swimming on everyone. And then we have nothing else. Okay. Alright, some more farming here. Nobody's gone into Zangetsu yet. See, I like in these races, especially if you're not on the execution level of like the highest tier of runners, I like abandoning these early purples. Especially in this situation. You have glasses, you have a skull necklace available to you, so you have all the damage in the world. You already have Aqua Stream, which is arguably one of the best shards in the game. I would take a chance, knowing my execution is not as good as some of these other players. I would just orphan all this stuff and come back later if I was like really running out of places to check for dimension shift. That's the gamble I would make, and I think you're going to see a lot of that in the tournament once some of the players that aren't on that like world record level of execution start to especially hit the losers bracket. You're going to see some more gambling, some more calculated risks, and that's what I actually love the most about races is the decisions that get made in the routing on the fly. Whether it's feeling, whether it's probability, and then hearing about why those decisions were made afterwards. Okay, here we go. So, Marks looks like did they pass Zangetsu? Yeah, okay, they fought Zangetsu and passed him while I was not even looking there. Everybody else is still farming. So it looks like Marks is going to be the first one to the white shard here. This is the kind of seed where you probably want to always check the safety if this is nothing. Well, you check the safety if this is nothing either way, but I think you check the safety even if this is anything but high jump, because you definitely want to open up the whole castle without having to go and fight any other bosses if you don't have to. So you could, if this is, let's see what it is. Okay, sinker. So you're just going to go check the safety here no matter what. If that was like, say, double jump, I think you still go check the safety anyway. You want invert to be able to go everywhere. And then you don't have to... And if you get invert here and you have like invert and say either high jump or double jump, you then don't have to kill like Andy. You don't have to even worry about thinking about, we have a backup and it's invert. Perfect. Okay. You don't have to even think about Alfred, which is a nightmare. Nobody wants to fight Alfred. So, all right. Looks like... Amadeus is through Zangetsu. Yeeha's going in right now. Hap has just had terrible farming luck. There we go. finally finishes their purple farm, they're going to be going through to Zangetsu right now. He's going to get obliterated. First boss of the game is not ready for you to have Aqua Stream and Infinite MP. Some of these bosses are hard, I promise. It's just not when you have super endgame endgame equipment. Jeeble Glass is the ultimate endgame equipment. You have to farm every shard in the game, I think, for Johannes to give it to you. And yeah, just you'll see that purple bar for everybody's MP not go down at all. Nobody's taking that off for any reason for the rest of this run. Mark's into the teleport room. He didn't actually register the teleport there. That's huge. I hope he notices this. Bottom left screen, Marks did not actually. You don't see the green box there on his map in the top right. That means he wasn't on screen long enough for the map to register him being in the teleport room. Which means if he goes to try to teleport back to DCC later, he's not going to be able to do that. He's going to have to go all the way around or in either direction. It might not matter, but it could be huge. That's not as bad of a teleport to miss as, say, like entrance or garden. Something that will get you to Den quickly once you have go mode. But he may want to, that's going to be huge. If he wants to farm Ordog later, he's either going to have to figure out a different spot or, yeah, he didn't. It doesn't look like he noticed. You have to be very careful with that. Sometimes, especially with extra speed. Oh, there's Zangetsu 12 in the backup location. So now we're just looking for Dimension Shift. It's a Purple Farm Fiesta. Let's go. Yeah, you have to be very careful about when you walk into a teleport room. You have to make sure you see it on the map there. I've done it with Accelerator, with Slides, and sometimes with even backdashes where I'm only in their room for a frame or two, and then I leave, and I didn't let it load enough and register, and then, yeah, you can't teleport. So that's huge. Or it could be huge. It might not be. It might not matter. All right, everybody else kind of doing their thing, making their way to craft work. Farming purples along the way. Reflector Ray on Ordog there. Yeehaw has Reflector Ray. I didn't see if anybody else has picked it up yet. Looks like Hap hasn't gotten there yet. Amadeus has already passed that room, so he might have farmed Ordog, but probably not. That could be huge. That gets you into a couple places. With Sinker, that gets you into Volcano Morte for free now. And it could get you some extra accessory checks, and potentially it can get you across that. Oh, well, everybody has Invert, so that's the only thing that opens up. Invert's opened up everything else. The only thing we're still locked out of is OSL. We don't have a way to get past the Iron Maiden, and we don't have Aegis Plate. As far as I've seen, we might have had Aegis Plate earlier. All right. So Yeehaw's going to farm Gargoyle here instead of going into craft work. Drops from pretty quickly. That was like 4 or 5 kills. Did not see if Marks went into craft work yet. I don't think he did. I think he's farming Gargoyle as well. Amadeus going to pick up his Zangetsu 12 here. Okay, here goes Yeehaw into craft work. Let's see what craft work has. This is going to be very quick with Aqua Stream. And a little Vashia action. Oh, another thing to mention is with Vashia and Invert now, that opens up a bunch of extra damage on bosses with... oh, it's vanilla craftwork. Okay, so we have access to everything in the game except for OSL, assuming that you need Aegis Plate, and you can't just tank the damage on your way through. You could also get so much HP that you can just tank the damage. So in theory, the entire castle is now open. If you farm Reflector Ray, of course. But you should be able to go down and through with Invert the back door from Desert to get into Inferno Cave, or as I like to call it, Lethal Lava Land. So the whole castle's open even without Reflector Ray. The problem is anybody going to go down there anytime soon? I don't think so. It's just a terrible place to go. There's not a lot of checks, and it takes a long time. Okay, there's Yeehaw picking up his Zangetsu 12. Reflector Ray for Hap now. Don't know if that's going to make him change his routing at all. If you would have told me Hap would be the furthest back at this point in time at 15 minutes, there's no way I ever would have believed you. Yeah. Yeah, so in theory, OSL is open without Aegis Plate. As long as somebody can get enough HP, healing, defense, whatever, to tank all the damage to get in there. Because we have Craftwork on Craftwork. Vanilla is in play. So the entire castle is open. Let's see. Hopefully, we'll get some route divergences here. So, okay, we've got Yeehao's going to go. There's no way. He's not going to OSL, right? No. He's just going to take the upper route into library. He's going to skip right side of garden and tower. I've seen this play a lot out of people when they get invert. I like it. There's not a lot of purples in library, but there's other good stuff. I think there's just Laraj is in library, which is also in DCC. So, but you get books, and if you're not comfortable with just invert, you can always kill Andy. It'll be a very quick kill in this seed, and then you can maybe get your shot at double jump. Ooh, an augment luck for Yeehaw there. Random gold drop. That could be huge. He's going to look like he's going to farm Laraj on invert here. Not the fastest place. I would just... He's already on his way to the library. I would just go ahead and farm Laraj in the best room you can farm Laraj in, which is in the library. It's a single Laraj on a jumping platform. Ooh, Shield Outsider drops Ravishing Ruinous Rude, baby. Amadeus has the Rude. That can take him into a very interesting situation where he could do Vashia and Rude while chaining inverts to have two different things on the screen at the same time that are both doing damage every single tick. Super interesting. I wonder if that'll come into play on Bale or maybe even some of the other bosses. Aquastream, it pretty much you can't go wrong, but there are some bosses where you can kill them even faster if you have invert, infinite MP, and something that sits on the screen and does a lot of damage, like Vashia, Ruinous Rude, and a couple other shards out there. All right, so, yep, we're just going to see these guys farm out this stuff. Oh, wow, Marks is already all the way in the hall. Going to go ahead and finish off Giebel right away. Jabal. Senior Gabul. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people do one or the other, but it's definitely possible to do both. And I don't know if anybody's good enough to pull it off. Especially because you have to aim Ruinous Rude, which is difficult in and of itself. And then you have to also position yourself correctly to get the Vashia circles to be on top of the enemy, so that when you invert over and over, the ice blocks fall back and forth and don't fall away from the enemy. All right, Mark's here. Gonna take off on Senor Gabel. He's already inverted. Smart, staying up. Only doing small spurts of Aqua Stream. And without the Skull Necklace yet, only doing 32 per tick, so pretty hard to kill in there. You'd have to really lean into it. Graham Zoomies everywhere. Okay, he's not gonna waystone out. Do they not have waystones? I didn't see the shop, so that's... I could be talking about what they could do with shops, but I really didn't see it. I was running around trying to make sure I actually was back in time here. What is Marks up to here? He's gonna teleport a room? Oh, he didn't check up here. Okay, he just went and finished it off first without checking the key item. Valkyrie Sword, Bromide. Alright, that opens up the Crazy Train. And I think he saved right before this, so he's going to try and do... Yeah, 8-bit right now. Get it out of the way. Small Gamba. It may pay off. Again, I don't like doing this check without luck, but... Hey, you know... This is pretty safe. Infinite MP. Aqua Stream. Without Waystones, though, this could get tricky, because you're going to want a Waystone out of this. I don't think you want to take a Death Warp here, because then you got to come up and grab Bromide again. Yeah. What else we got going on? Hap catching up. He's in Hall. Amadeus is also in Hall. Yeeha's still farming in DCC. I don't know about this. This is not where I'd farm Laraj, especially when you're already going to probably want to go to library at some point anyway. Get your books. I'd farm Laraj there. You can do it with Invert. This is a much slower farm. You can see that dash forward and dash back's costing him about a second each time. Jumping up from the platform and shooting Laraj once and then dropping down is much quicker. Okay, still no... a Hellhound drop for For Marks, that must have been off of one of the purple, the eyes, or one of the zombies, maybe? Okay, he's got the Waystone out here. Or take a death. Oh, see, I don't like doing this, especially without a Waystone, because if you do find something good, then how do you get out? The purple info isn't bad, but now that you know Hellhound's there... Are you going to be tempted to farm? No, I don't think you're going to be tempted to farm for Hellhound. Not with Vashi already on the red. I wouldn't bother. They're equally pretty good. I think Vashi is even better. So, yep. Amadeus picking up his Bromide, Valk Sword. Top of Hall is stacked. He's also going to go into 8-bit here. Mark's going back in. Wants to know. Wants the knowledge. Okay, Yeehaw's finally going to make his way in. Upper library. Or, sorry, hall. Which is basically the upper library. There's no purples here to be spoken of. Just Jeeble and a key item check. Lots of 8-bit going on. Okay. Still haven't seen a purple drop off of our little purple skull guys there. That's what drops the purple here. These eye things and the zombies both drop a red. The M-Boss also drops a red. That little skull there that shoots the little fires. He drops a 8-bit fireball normally. You can go ahead and... yeah, it's going to be tough to Vashia through the ceiling here. Yeah, if you turn it around... Okay, you just want to Aqua Stream. Clear the screen out of all these guys here. Yeah, you're going to take a ton of fireball damage. Very, very sketchy on Amba's side here. French Vanilla 8-bit Zombie. That's interesting. The 8-bit Zombie must have the Hellhound then. All right, here's the good Larage farm spot where on Hap's side here. This is where you want to farm Larage. Normally, you know, if you can get... I mean, if you don't need to come here, you don't need to come here, but I think it's worth it. You can go grab your books here as well. You have the things to kill Andy really, really fast. If Andy drops double jump or high jump, that's just going to like save you a ton of time. Invert is great in terms of opening up a lot of the castle. Almost all of it, in fact, but it's also very slow. So picking up another white shard, especially if you're not sure if you're behind or not, and Hap's good enough to know with how badly those early purple farms went, they might need the extra movement, and they've definitely got the ability to make it count. I wouldn't be surprised if you see Hap kill Andy here, hoping for double jump or high jump to make sure that like they have the extra edge throughout the rest of the match, knowing that some of the other runners are probably going to skip it. Okay, they only... Yeah, and that's the other thing. I haven't seen anybody pick up a Waystone out of a chest yet, but they must not have been in the shop, or else people would have had stacks. So, again, Hellhound, I don't think it's worth keeping because you already have Vashia. If you didn't have Vashia, it might be worth keeping it. Oh, wow. Is this... Emma's going to go straight for the den? Did he pick up Dimension Shift and I didn't see it? I don't think so. Okay, you gotta re-equip Graham to Zumi. There you go. Yeah, I feel bad for Hap here. His farm luck has been terrible in this seed so far. He's minutes behind, basically just off of purple farms alone. All right, so I'm assuming that since did Amma go up in 8-bit? He did, right? So he must have saw it and it's nothing. Not caught. I'm like looking at all four screens, looking for purple drops. That's what I'm really looking for. So maybe Yeehaw will find it here, and we'll get confirmation that Dimension Shift is not up here. Oh, we're gonna put reflect. I forgot to mark Reflector Ray and Craftwork. There we go. So some of our runners have Reflector Ray and some don't, I think, because it was on Ordog. Okay, it's Flame Cannon. All right, so absolutely nothing up there. Oh, we have Invert too. I don't know. I'm terrible with the tracker here. Okay, and then here comes the tomes. Is that a Might Tome pickup from... Might just be picking up any tome. I don't know why he wouldn't grab Deadeye, but uh, oh wow. Okay, Marks is going for into the Warhorse room right away. Not messing around. Wants this guaranteed purple off of an invert. This fight is not that bad with invert. You really just have to make sure when he jumps you don't get smacked by Revenant there. Other than that, nothing else he can do can hit you. And there's high jump for Hap. This could be huge. That's going to get him through a lot of these vertical areas much quicker than an invert will. It won't matter as much in tower when you can invert and then zoom. But when it comes to like den and so on, that doesn't have flat stuff to dash across, it's going to be huge. All right, so he also turned in his Bromide there. He's going to probably teleport back, pick up his second book. Valfar is being killed right now as we speak on Ama's side here. Can't do the invert strats because he doesn't have Aegis, but really this isn't that bad of a fight, especially if you have infinite MP. You can just kind of chill on either side there. Nothing he's going to do will hit you except for the poker chips, and you just jump on top of the poker chips and you're good to go. Only thing is, you want to make sure you don't have a ton of money before you come in here, because then he's going to go ahead and drain your money and reheal off of that. It's just going to prolong your fight, but I'm assuming that Ama did a shop trip before they came back over here, but they might have actually just teleported straight here, actually. That is a lot of gold being drained. Yeah, maybe they did not hit the shop again. All right. I did not see what... Oh, crap. It took my focus off away of Revenant. I did not see what Revenant was. Ooh! Ama gets hit with the double axe handle. Polish hammer. Ivan Putski comes out of fucking the Shadow Realm and sends him back to the save point. Wow. Oh, man. Valfar, sneaky boss. More difficult than he appears, even when you have equipment. If you don't come in here prepped correctly, and you don't have Aegis Invert, he's not free. You got to be very careful. You can't get too greedy. Yeah, I would just stand over on the side and just Vashia him. You don't even need to Aqua Stream him. It doesn't do a ton. Just jump up. Don't get blasted by these chips. Ooh, man, he's taking a lot of damage again. Hap going into tower? Okay, I thought he would probably go somewhere else. I mean, I think he's already farmed Shield Outsider, but maybe he hasn't. Just maybe Solano and then he's out. Oh, he has Accelerator. Where'd he get Accelerator from? Hap has Accelerator and High Jump? Oh my god. Where is Accelerator? He was just in the library. Oh, it must have been on Volshia or whatever her name is. In library. That must have been where Accelerator was, because that's where he just came from. Wow, that's huge. So this farm from Yeehaw here on Beast Guardian is not going to provide him anything movement tech-wise. It might give him Standstill, which will be huge against Bale and some of the trickier rooms, but it's not going to give him Accelerator. We have to know Process of Elimination. Because, oh, there it is, and it's Standstill. Wow, okay, so this is an interesting development. We've got Hap, arguably the best runner. I don't think anybody would, I mean, world record holder for the game, definitely taking off. He has all of the movement tech. It's just up to him to find Dimension Shift now. If he comes from all the way in behind after terrible farm luck to win this, that would be super impressive. Just making the right plays, going to get the extra movement. I honestly, I'd have to speak with him, but I think he probably thought he was behind due to all that bad farm luck. He made some common move plays, not risky plays, but just more like, let me give myself the best chance to win type plays, and he's definitely given himself the best chance to win, doing what he's doing now. Because as we've seen, none of the other farms have paid fruit. We haven't seen Dimension Shift anywhere else yet. So this is it may be a waste of time. Dimension Shift may not be here, but nobody's going down to Caverns until a last resort. So if you're going to do Train, you may as well do it with Accelerator, because it's going to be way faster, as anything would be with Accelerator. It's going to help you more here. There's a lot more flat ground to go through. You don't have to worry about the blues at the end. You can just skip right past the fairy that drops the blue. Farm your Cannon Mort, kill the boss for your purple, and get out of here. Also, I didn't see Assassin drop his purple either, so there's 3 purples for Hap here. We know every other purple that's being farmed out by everyone else right now is not going to provide anything. And we've got Ama going all the way down into Tomb now. I don't think that Valfar dropped the purple that we're looking for, because we'd probably be seeing some dimension shifting right now if he did. But you really have to come down here and pick up the teleporter and then get out that way. Yeah, I don't see dimension shift anywhere, so nope. picked up... Oh, Marx has Chisel Barrage? I wonder where he got that. All right, going down for DeCabria right now. There's a purple farm here. He really needs it to be here, too, because I think this is Hap's race to lose now with all the stuff he has. Oh, it's on Assassin! Bridge was the play the whole time, and Hap is going to run away with this now because he has Accelerator, High Jump, Dimension Shift. I mean, we already saw the offense. He's got all the damage, and he's got the best movement and probably the best combat out of any runner. I don't see there's any way he can lose this from here. I don't even see anybody going to Bridge anytime soon. Anybody else? It's over in terms of everybody else is racing for second place now. Now, it could be that Lunar has made like all the best plays, and but they're not streaming, so I cannot tell for sure there. I will have to tab over to the... Oh, did I leave it not open? Oh, yeah, here's the race room. I have a separate window. Yeah, I don't see any .duns from anyone else. Oh, Gankra's in here as well? Crap, I didn't know that. I would have had them up on stream. Whoops. All right, well, that's my fault. My bad. I ran up to get water, and then like somebody else joined, and then they kicked it off right away. So we're just doing what we can with what we got here. All right, I got the race room up now, so I can see some .duns. That way, if I see anybody who's not two of the other runners that aren't on stream right now, I see them. Let me actually, I could probably add Gankra to this. It's underscore. No, they're not streaming. Okay. All right, on the fly. There we go. We're back to our normal setup here. Oh, okay. So Yeehaw's found Accelerator as well. Yeah, it's in the library. Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick accelerated speed. Oh no, and Marx is going down underwater. We know this is not where they need to go. And do they even have Aegis plate here for this? No, they don't. This is going to be tough to get through. But they picked up Chisel Barrage somewhere. I'm wondering where they were where they picked up Chisel Barrage. Maybe Abyssal Guardian? Did they fight Abyssal Guardian? Get a lucky drop? No, because they didn't go through the library. What was... no idea. What purple did we not see? Oh, Demon Lord farm here for Amadeus as well. We know that's not going to pay off. And that is a long and tough farm. Demon Lord has a lot of hit points. And it's also very dangerous. Yeah, this is just super unfortunate for everyone who's decided to ignore the train. Once again, going off the rails on a crazy train was the way to go. Always do what Ozzy tells you to do. And, yeah, it didn't even have to get into the lab, It was on Assassin the whole time. And Dom is just going to get wrecked here. Ravishing Ruinous Rude coming out here. Now, do you even care about doing the invert tech? I mean, when you have Jeebles, you don't really need to do it as much because you can just spam. But I think it's technically more DPS. Oh, look at that. How long has it been? I have not seen this weapon be used in forever. I don't even remember what it's called. Oh, right. If you invert on Dom, she totally, punishes you, right? Yeah. So we might see it on Bale. Okay. And Bionic Elbow. She's got the Rose Scarf. She's got Bionic Elbow. She's got Fireball. She's got she calls her a Ghost Assist. What else has she got? She's got Doom Lasers. She's like every cheap MVC3 character all in one, She's got Lightning for lightning loops. There's the Doom Beam. So many active frames. Head Flail, yeah, that's it. Oh, it's a red. Okay, yeah. I was like, what is that? I haven't seen that in forever. Red shards, unfortunately, are some things you see the least in this game, just because, they're they cost a lot of MP, and they just don't do as much damage as a lot of the purples. You can't like discount them in any way. A lot of the per second purples you can tap to only pay like a tenth of the MP cost because it's only out for a tenth of a second and so on. Oh, and then Hap's also going to go ahead and just get the best RNG here too. Why not? Let's see if he's going to do invert strats or if he's just going to aqua stream it. He might go for the invert because he might think he's behind here still. He did have terrible purple farm luck. If anybody else took the same route as him, but he's also looking over and seeing nobody done yet. So he might, I don't know what's going through his mind. If he thinks he's in the boss fight at the same time as someone else, or if he thinks he's ahead. You can just hit Vashia up there anyway and not have to not invert at all. But you can also just throw inverts to make those ice bricks keep falling back and forth into the enemy over and over. And there it is, one cycle. 35-29. In-game, 37:03 in real time. Dr. Marks down in the caverns here. Yeehaw is on Valak, and we've got Amadeus down in Tomb looking to go to Gremory now. Wow. So all three players, and in a Lethal Lava Land, Marks goes, and none of the runners are anywhere close to where Dimension Shift is right now, in terms of like, on their way there. Scott, what do you think? I don't know. I think Yeehaw might go there next because he's in Tower, but I don't know if the other two runners are going to get there anytime soon. Okay, we're back. We're going back here for Marks. What's he going to do? He might, go to the shop. I don't know if he's turned in his bromide, but if you go to the shop and you turn in sometimes you just forget you have bromide, and then you turn it in at the shop automatically, and you go, oh, crap, I have bromide. Maybe I should go to the train. All right, so Gremory here on Amadeus' side. Not going to pay off. Not really any better. I mean, I guess you could get Void Ray, but with what you already have, it doesn't even really matter. So, wow, 389 damage from the Gram Zoom attack. that was nuts. We saw 450 damage Hellhound hits from Marks earlier as well. You can tell Valak was not meant for invert. There you go. All right, I think Yeehaw is probably... Yeah, I think that's where he's going to go because he's right here. And I'm assuming he's gone back to the shop and turned in his bromide. Oh, no. Marks is going to go back into 8-bit. Not going to get any closer to second place here. Our two off-stream runners have not come in with the dot done either. So they are still out there. They could be close to finishing. No idea where they are. But yeah. Yeezy himself is going to hit the train, it looks like. Going to hit the hype train. Head on down. Come on, Yee. You can get second place here if you just go down. Swinging the mighty axe. The other dash weapon. GG Hap. I mean, that was incredible. Watching you come back. You had the absolute worst farm luck. It was so bizarre. At 15 minutes, you were well behind everyone else. Maybe a whole, 5 or 6 screens, sets of rooms behind. And then you just decided, for whatever reason you decided, I'd love to hear why. Maybe you knew you were behind because of the bad farm luck, but you decided to go, you know what, I'm going to go and, into library instead of going straight to hall. I'm going to grab maybe the white shard, see what it is movement-wise. Then you hit accelerator, and you were just off. And then you obviously made the right play in going to the train because that's where Dimension Shift was. But no one else was even remotely close to hitting the train when you picked it up. So it was just, you went from behind to there's no way you could possibly lose as soon as you went to library and picked up that accelerator. Yeah, your farms were absolutely... I even said I felt terrible for you. Terrible for you in the first 15 minutes because you were just having the absolute worst purple luck I've ever seen in my life. That was crazy. Yeah, so I was tinkering with stuff. I went up to grab water, and that's everybody started right away, so I missed the first minute. And then I was still trying to figure out because I had maybe I was trying to get Lunar's stream up, but they never actually went live. I didn't see Gankro's in there. I didn't get their stream up either because I don't think they're live. So I was fiddling around with the overlays, and I didn't see anybody's shops. So I had no idea what was in anyone's shops until the first head back. And then I saw there was some things in there that were pretty inconsequential, like shield weapon and stuff that you would like to have in other seeds when you don't have Jeebles and all this other damage. But yeah, Yeehaw's definitely going to pull second place in here. He's got his dimension shift. He got it on the bridge. He just needs to finish it so he can waystone out and or teleport out if he doesn't have waystones because the room. Or not teleport out, but go back to the bridge. No, he has waystones. Okay, cool. So there you go. And he's going to go ahead and pick up second place here. There's no way he's going to lose from here. There's no reason to farm anything else or do anything else. You're going straight to the end. Yeah, what a seed, though. Like, right away, we have all the stuff. I mean, everything was found but double jump. We had sinker. We had, everything. Okay. Oh, so Marks has Void Ray and Chisel Barrage now. He must have gotten Void Ray off of Amy or Volcano Mort. Yeah, I didn't actually see you pick it up. I was looking at some of the other runners, and then I looked back over and I saw you zooming, and I'm like, oh my gosh! I saw you going into in a tower from library, and I saw you zooming, and I'm like, oh, where'd you get Accelerator? And then, oh yeah, the Volsha or whatever her name is, the only blue in the library. It must have been from there, and yeah. I like giving blues, especially the ones that are easy and like easy rooms like that. I like giving them 3 to 5 shots. Beast Guardian's a little bit harder. Lily's a little bit harder because it's a little bit longer to run into the room and run out of the room. But yeah, right there, Accelerator, huge. Even without it, you probably would have still won because your routing was correct. You went to train first, but I mean that just sealed it. So sometimes the train is in vain, you know. And sometimes it's the winning move. Absolutely, get all your bad luck and bad seeds out in races outside of the tournament. But as much as we talk about luck and RNG, folks, like it is one of the best things about this randomizer. It definitely can be frustrating at times, but it's one of the great equalizers. It will let players like me be able to race with people that are way better skill level than me and still have a chance at winning. You know, it's the great equalizer. So, and it makes for hype moments and interesting decisions as well. When do you decide to farm? How many shards are in an area? Do you go there because there's more density there? What are the drop rates? The drop rates are not the same on every enemy. You know, like we mentioned earlier in the seed, I think Toad is only 3%. I love orphaning Toad because it's such a low drop rate, even though you get a couple extra swings at it if you know how probability works. A bunch of swings at a 3% is not as good as like a mob that drops it 100% of the time, obviously. But even it's not as good as a mob that drops it like maybe 10 to 12% of the time. Just because that many attempts at 3, you don't just add them together and get 15 if you kill 5 toads. That's not how a percentage roll works. You only get like a percentage on a percentage there. So it's like you get a 3, and then another kill on a 3 gets you another roll, and then you have to do the math. So lots of interesting decisions come from the RNG in the game. And I think that's what makes it more entertaining to watch than some of the other games out there that have really good randos as well. Oh, it looks like Mark's waystoned out of 8-bit because he has Hellhound. Almost 500 damage on the Hellhound. Wow. That's Skull Necklace. I'm assuming most of the runners have Skull Necklace equipped. Amadeo's down here in Desert now. Again, this is not the path to victory. That Aquatic Blood can be used to upgrade your Aqua Stream, but until you go to the train, you're not going to get anywhere near the end here. Yeehaw on his way to wrap up second place, silver medal, most likely, assuming that Gankra and Luna are not somewhere there. Have not seen either one of them clock in a finish yet in the race room. But yeah, I mean, both runners that have went to train both got their dimension shift drop on the train. Did not have to go further down and farm it out in the little staircase way before you get to the lab. So pretty even luck on that, actually, I would say. And I would say, Hap, your poor luck in the beginning of the game paid you back later when you got your accelerator drop and you got your dimension shift drop. So it all balanced out in the end, I think. Okay, Marks is on their way to the. They're sort of in the neighborhood of where they need to be. Oh wow! And this might even be from Amadeus orphaning Volcano Mort in their tournament race, opting to go all the way down to Volcano Mort and Desert before they go to the train. Marks did the same thing. I don't love it. I like the train. I know you have to finish it, but it's a blue. It's 3 purples. And if you have Reflector Ray, it's an additional accessory check on top of the base accessory check you're already going to get. When you go down into Desert, there's an accessory check down there. So you're even there. You don't get a bonus. You only get 1 purple in Amy, and then you get the extra purple for 2 on Volcano Mort. But the accessory checks in Lethal Lava Land are way further into the area. So if you go in the back door with Invert, you're not going to go do any of those accessory checks because then you're going to have to fight the boss that's in your way. If you go down with Deep Sinker and Reflector Ray, you have to fight you don't necessarily have to fight the boss because there are Volcano Morts in front of him as well, so you can get your accessory checks in there. But that's a much slower path in the Lethal Lava Land. So, ooh. Oh yeah, that's right. There's one in the broken wall. So you end up breaking even. There's 2. So there's 2 there, but the thing is that the desert one is out of the way. So a lot of times people don't do the desert one. So it's a very subtle balance. You get one less purple, but the potential for, if you make that play and no one else does, you're definitely going to be way ahead. But if you make that play and it's wrong, you're going to be way behind because it takes so long to get down there. It was Void Ray? Okay, that's what I thought because I don't know where Chisel Barrage was. Oh, no. All right, well, that's okay, though. He's still way in front. Yi taking a death there. Just going to probably reload. I would not take off Accelerator for this. Accelerator is great for... Yeah, put it back on. Accelerator is great for repositioning. If you find yourself in a bad position, just jump up in the air and dash over Dom. What's he going to do? Yeah, go ahead and poison her first. 100%. I would go with... go with Rude. He's even got upgraded Rude. You can see the giant blade there. He probably found... I don't remember what material it is, if it's platinum or steel or what, but... Yeah, you can just kind of hang out. The accelerator makes it so much easier to dodge your scarfs. Even if you backstep a second or 2 late, if you're accelerating, it won't be a second or 2 late. Because you move so much farther on reaction. Still getting bionic elbowed there. He's also using the red Tepis, the lightning column. I know Yeehaw, I think, has told me he's a big fan of it. It does multi-hits. A lot of the mobs in the game are not strong against electricity. You can see it's doing 40s to... wait. Was it doing 40s or was it doing... It does more damage to most enemies than, say, like usually fire or water will do, or ice/water. There's more enemies in the game that have resistance to that than lightning. Lightning, I think, also has a better bonus effect. Can it stagger stuff? Fire and lightning both can do dots, I think. Yeah. Yeah, if you get hit with ghosts, you get infinite comboed. Like there's nothing you can do about it. So, all right. Marks is finally hitting the bridge here. So as soon as Assassin gives him what he needs, and Yeehaw has standstill from Guardian, from the Beast Guardian, I believe. So he's just gonna go ahead and freeze the screen here, and that's gonna be a wrap as soon as Dom shows her face. Pretty funny. The end boss of the game is weak to standstill, but you do have to go through quite a bit to get standstill. You have to explore, I think, 95% of the map, and then I believe you have to do something else. Maybe it's get max books with OD, so 3 books with OD, and then you have to fight OD, which is probably the hardest fight in the game, and then he gives you standstill. Something we're never going to see in Randos, because if you needed craft work and it was on him to get down to Glacial Tomb, you're always going to have some way to get down there that lets you into all the places that craft work would let you into. So, yeah. OD fight you'll never see in a randomizer, but it is there in the game. All right, crazy train completed here for Marks. Yeehaw is second place, confirmed. Real time, 50 minutes, 34 seconds. Ganker and Lunar have not done yet. So they are now in the battle for third. Marks is on their way now. Must have got their purple drop because they waystoned out right away. Going back over to the left here. Are they going to grab some rice? Yeah. Oh, they forgot to plant it, it looks like. That's okay. They shouldn't need it. They have a decent amount of healing already. They won't be taking a whole lot of damage with all the offense and evasion that they have. This seed was very generous. Gave a lot of combat potential to everyone. Gave accelerator. So, hey, good race. Very nice. Yeah, good routing. I liked it. Thanks for letting me restream this, guys, and commentate on it. Get some practice in. Hopefully, I'll be able to commentate a tournament match at some point. All right. Marks is going to go ahead and finish it out here. Working on that bronze medal. Now, I'm not sure if, again, we have got two racers that were not streaming that I couldn't get in on here. So I have no idea where they are at, but this seed, not too bad in terms of like where stuff was. You know, dimension shift not in a really, really crappy, annoying place. You know, you're either a trained player or you're not, I guess. But so much offense, accelerator, and probably the easiest to farm blue spot. It's on your way to stuff. It has a good room for farming. So this seed was pretty generous, and shouldn't be too bad. Every runner should finish. I don't think anybody's going to forfeit here in terms of just like the pain of playing, but yeah. Yeah. This is a good one. It's always nice to see glasses and accelerator drop because, yeah, any newer players or any players who are even like really good at other similar type games but are maybe unfamiliar with all the nuances of Bloodstain, they'll definitely finish for sure with all this offense that's been given out. A lot of the seeds I don't finish. It's mostly down to my melee combat not being very good and the game just not giving me enough offense or enough items to work my way through the last two fights there. All right, there's on with Dimension Shift. Now, unfortunately for them, they have to finish the train. You cannot waste it out of the train. So everybody picking up Dimension Shift on the train itself and not having to farm in the room afterwards on the way down to the lab. But I think Mark's very good player, very good runner. I don't think that he's going to be catchable here because he just passed the teleport room in Glacial Tomb. The one advantage as Amadeus had was that they had the teleporter to Glacial Tomb already, and unfortunately Marks is already well past that. Yeah, they are probably not going to have too much problems with Dominique and just close it out. Still no .duns from our other two racers here. So there's still 4 people in play, vying for third place. Also, yeah, Marks has Void Ray. But I think Amadeus went all the way down as well. So they also have Void Ray. Not that should matter too much here on Dom. If you want to sit further back with Void Ray and have a slower fight, you can. But with all this offense, you can pretty much just... Oh, also has the Poison Red as well. I love that. That's like one of my favorite reds because then you can have poison up without having to switch weapons or purples. Yeah, just going to hold Void Ray. Super safe here. Could get technically a faster fight with some other shards, but I mean, that's so fast already. Why not just be pretty safe with it? Void Ray was on Volcano more. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, as Amadeus and Marks both gambled on the desert before the train, and they went desert all the way down. They went all the way down to Volcano Mort. Amadeus actually went Den before they went anything else. And that gamble did not pay off. I don't think anybody else had Standstill except for Yi, though. But Marks was able to waste on out after grabbing the Hellhound off of the, I believe it was the 8-bit zombie. And they're just going to go ahead and invert and do an absolutely absurd amount of damage. Bad luck with the cat RNG, but not as bad as the Landlord would have been, which is slightly slower because this is a guaranteed 1 cycle. There it is. Dot done for Dr. Marks out. 56 minutes, 37 seconds, real time. Very good race for them. Played well, just unfortunately decided to do things in the slightly wrong order that the seed wanted you to do them in. And yeah, I think in 8-bit, they the little eye guy had 8-bit zombie, and then the zombie had Hellhound, I believe. So there was a French vanilla 8-bit drop there. GG's, everybody. Let me get my... I don't know where my thing is. There it is. There we go. It's a different interface when you have your chat on your OBS. I don't have my BTTV stuff on my OBS interface. Hellhound, it was in 8-bit, I'm pretty sure. I just don't remember exactly which of the 2 red drops it was on. I think I saw you kill purple heads and it dropped 8-bit zombie. So I think then by process of elimination, Hellhound would have had to have been on an 8-bit zombie. All right, and looks like Amadeus here is going to probably pick up 4th place. Again, it's impossible to tell. I mean, Ganker or Lunar could be fighting Bale right now, but we don't have their stream, so don't know where they're at. Just sitting back with Vashia, a little bit slower than using Void Ray, but Amadeus, again, very new to the Ritual Rando. They're a veteran of some of the DS. I believe, I'm not sure how many DS games, but at least one of them. Very great player, has an incredible execution. You can see their combat, their movement is amazing. But just not familiar with a lot of the stuff in the game yet. But I mean, they're going to get very familiar with it very quickly. And I guarantee they're going to be one of the top players in the tournament. One of the top players to beat once they get more used to like all the weird nuances of the game. Well, but they have fouled Taib. They could have just fouled Taib the crap out of Dom there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a great seed. It's always fun to race these seeds where you actually get all the stuff and all the things, because then it comes down to routing and farming luck. And that's all you could really ask for. Everybody's pretty much on an even playing field there. When you get some of those hell seeds where like you have to either go into Dom and Bale with nothing, it gets discouraging for new players pretty quick. But you know, that's kind of like the way it goes, right? If you don't want to be screwed in those scenarios, you basically just have to practice a ton of basic combat. And like, you know, when I go into Dom with nothing, I go, all right, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked. I do get my ass kicked, but then I look at myself and go, well, you should have practiced, bud. If you know these seeds are going to happen. So you got to practice more combat, you know. Yeah, no invert here from... No invert strats. Interesting. So nobody tried invert strats on Bale that I saw. Not necessary because, you know, with glasses, you got all the infinite MP. It's probably not even worth all the pain and suffering of doing it. But I think it's good practice, though, because sometimes you're going to be in here with like a Vashia or a Ruinous Root or something and invert, and you're not going to have infinite MP. Yeah, nobody needed to do it, but it's not bad. And there is your 4th place from Amadeus there. Real time, 1 hour, 16 minutes. 1 hour flat, 16 seconds, my bad. And Ganker and Lunar still playing. I don't have their streams, but this was a lot of fun. Glad I was able to pull this off somehow. Twitch has been very, very weird lately when it comes to multi-stream stuff. I know Scott and I have been having some issues with it. But hopefully they will back off and not be as mean, and we'll be able to keep doing this in the future for the night crew, at least on the nights I'm off of work. Normally I'd be working right now, but So I can't always do this, but there's certain days of the week I can. And when I can and I'm home, I would like to try to. So, I need some water. Solo commentary is rough because you have to talk the whole time. I'm not a fan of dead air, and yes, that is the problem that I had when I was trying to restream you, Scott, as well. So the adult content stuff, like I know I have it on mine because I curse a bit. I managed to not say anything until after all 4 racers that I was able to restream had finished, and it was only the A word. So I did a pretty good job there. But when trying to pull somebody up here on the multi-stream, no matter which one you use, you'll get the adult content warning. You'll get the start watching button, which you normally would get on the main site. But for some reason, I don't know if it's some kind of thing with the object on the website not being pulled through properly. But when you click on it, nothing happens, and then that person's stream is just stuck in limbo. However, I have seen other people do multicasts like this where they've been able to get around it. I think I've for sure seen Dragon Blitz show like 5 to 10 people and get around that problem. So I just probably would have to talk to somebody that knows how to get around it, and then get around it that way, so that people don't have to turn that stuff off on their stream. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, that's so cool. A friend of mine was also super into that. He was like a shoot style, huge fan of shoot style. And he had an E thing that he did on what was it, the latest Fire Pro? He would do commentary for it. It was pretty cool. Oh, but yeah, being a solo commentator is rough, especially when there's like more than 2 people playing at a time. That was definitely difficult, but that's why I wanted to do it, because that's how you get your practice in. That's how you get your good reps in, is, diving right into the inferno. So, ooh, yeah. And I've seen sometimes Tetris, you're calling 2 matches at once, right? You're calling two 1v1s at the same time. Yeah. I'm Detroit, but Chicago is somewhere I try to go pretty much once a year. I haven't been able to go a whole lot since the pandemic, of course, but I did go this summer. I went a few months ago, June. I went. I made my triumphant return to the Chi-Town area, and I saw one of my favorite bands. They had 3 shows 3 nights in a row at the Salt Shed over on the river. I really wanted to go back and see the Pixies at the end of last month, but I just couldn't swing it. I just didn't have the money. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Buddy. I've seen him every time he's been in Detroit for the last 8 or 9 times he's been here, I think. But yeah, I bought this at Legends. Funny story. The last time I was in Chicago before this last time was in 2018. I went to see All In, the wrestling show. And we went to Legends on Sunday night, the next night. And he actually was not on tour at the time, so he popped in and actually did a song with the people that were playing. And it was pretty cool. I used to have pictures of it, but it was on an old phone of mine that got deleted. But I was there with a friend, so I have a witness at least. Yeah. Oh, whew. And it looks like we have Gankra finished in 5th there with a time of 1:02:43. And that's going to have Lunar come in 6th. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for the race. We're going to wrap this up here. Let me unshare this before I show you my other browser windows. Hold on a second. I just dumped this stuff right on top of my normal Bloodstained overlay. So what did I do here? There we go. Turn these off. Don't need these. Oh, I should have moved this over here. All right, well, I'm going to call it, boys. Great race. GG's once again. Have a good night, everyone. I'm going to go... if you haven't watched live action One Piece on Netflix, I highly recommend it. I was skeptical. I have an anime friend of mine that was like the only person I ever listened to when it comes to anime. And he just told me last night, he's like, dude, you should watch it. It's actually really good. So if you're down on like some of the other live action stuff, definitely go check that stuff out. You know, we need people to watch it because, you know, if you want a second season of that kind of thing, you got to have big numbers in the first few weeks. But yeah, I will. Oh yeah, you know what? I have not been reposting any of my commentary VODs because they've been of someone else's stream. Like, I don't want to take away views from like Jupiter's YouTube videos or Twitch VODs. But this one, since this was just like a community race, I will definitely give me a minute or two once I kill it, and I will hit the button to put it up, and I'll highlight it so it stays up permanently as well. And yeah, maybe I'll throw this over on my YouTube too. But yeah, good race, everybody. It was a lot of fun. I work Tuesday through Friday night, so that's why you normally don't see me join anything or do this on those days. But Saturday, Sunday, Monday, if we have a late race, I would be more than happy to do this as much as possible, as long as my voice holds up. You know, hopefully now that the tournament's underway, we'll have a bunch more of these, and then we'll get to do this a bunch more. And I'll actually try to... I don't know if I can get a real overlay created. I don't really have the spare cash right now, but if anybody's handy with Photoshop or whatever the heck you use and wants to try to create like an overlay for this, where like we can have 4 or 5 people, let me know. Hit me up in the DMs. Basically, all we would need is just like a place for the tracker to be, and like a place for, and like that's all we really need. Like, we don't need my face. Just like a place for like the tracker can be in the corner, and then like, I don't know, anything in this like left side where, you know, I could put like an image, and then I'll just do like, you know, full screen racing windows on the other side. So if anybody's any good at that, let me know. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'll do this more in the future on my days off, hopefully. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, go watch One Piece on Netflix. It's good. See you guys later.